I think I need to make a checklist, and on that checklist, I need to remember to put on Do Not Disturb, because there's nothing worse than your live getting all jacked up because of a potential scam call. You know what I mean? So let's just start all over again. My name is Tamara Hamilton. I've been blogging about the business of you since 2013. And what do I mean by that? I mean everything on my channels and platform is all about helping you to understand and execute and implement on ideas on how to make money online just by being you, just by loving the things that you already love, sharing them with others and getting paid for that. Basically, you get paid just for living your life and being you. That is what you will always find here on my platform, okay? And with that being said, chances are, how do I turn this off? Okay, chances are you are likely asking yourself, what should you focus on in the make money online space in 2023? Okay, and if that is your question, definitely know that you can just hang around here with me and I will definitely answer that for you, because what you probably don't know and what you probably don't understand is I was just like you, right? Back in 2013 when I started blogging and being online, what happened was I came into it with over 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. However, I did not know online marketing. I had the marketing fundamentals, I had the marketing foundation, but what I did not have was how to transfer all of that and make it work online. There were a few little nuances that actually made huge impact and made a big difference once I learned them and started implementing them in my business. And so since then, I have made it my business, meaning like I'm about it when it comes to making sure that I always have my eye out for, what's up and coming, what's trending, what's going to be long term, and keep up with and even beat the market. But do it in a way that is not sleazy, not salesy, not scammy, right? So I always have my eye out for sustainable strategy and not just gimmicks that work today, right? So like I said, I get it. You are likely asking yourself, where will the attention be in 2023? What platform am I most likely to go viral in 2023? How do I go viral in 2023? And like I said, you want to watch this video all the way through because I am going to go over that and more. Okay. So let's talk about the online make money space, right? Because it's something that people often come into with a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of fear. They know that you can have a lot of reward. They also know that with that reward does come a certain amount of risk, right? And that is because the online make money space is not necessarily overly regulated, right? There's not a lot of oversight. And so what happens is you probably hear a lot of things about certain third-party tools and platforms really shunning the online market space, and rightfully so, because there are people out here who have done some really messed up things, right? And, I will tell you, like, there's a continuum with the online make money space and it correlates to risk reward, right? If you're not familiar with the risk reward continuum, all that simply means is the more money you want to make, the more risk you have to be willing to take, right? If you don't take a lot of risk, you're not going to make a lot of reward. And one of the themes that you hear a lot from coaches and gurus in the online make money space is being in it to create legacy, create multiple streams of income, options, and jobs. And one thing I will tell you, when it comes to legacy, whether you're trying to use the online space to create additional income streams to create that legacy, or, more traditional methods, right? One thing I will tell you is that if you're not willing to take a lot of risk, or some risk, I should say, you're not going to see a lot of reward. And it's going to be very difficult to create a legacy if, in fact, you have not taken enough risk commensurate with at least keeping up with inflation, because that money that you make today and what you're trying to create and generate and set up for tomorrow is not going to be the same amount of money that it is in the future. It's not going to be worth the same amount because you didn't at least even keep up with inflation. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I will also tell you there are people out there like myself who are educating and giving tips and advice and tools and resources, and some of them are going to be a lot more risk takers, and it's up to you to know how much risk you are willing to take and really assess what they are teaching, if it's commensurate, if it matches with the amount of risk that you are willing to take. I have friends who are willing to take a heck of a lot more risk in the online make money space than I am. Okay, do they probably make more money than I do? Yes, but do we still swap ideas and we share and are very good friends? Absolutely, with several people, right? I just tend to be more in the middle to the, higher end of the conservative with making money online, and other people tend to be more risk takers. And one of the things you will see is the difference between them and I is that as a result, as a byproduct of them being willing to take more risk, they are changing and talking about different opportunities a whole lot more than I am. You hear me talk about, do I change opportunities? Girl, because I ain't stupid, right? But it's a lot less frequently. I take a lot more judicious approach to the opportunity, where other people, all they have to hear is you make so much money a day, and they're going to jump on it and they're going to promote it. And once it's burned out and it's dead and done, they're off to the next thing. That's just not my style. I'm not saying one is right or wrong. Only you know which one is right or wrong for you. So keep that in mind. Okay. So like I said, you might be wondering, how do I go viral? Where will I go viral? What is going to make me go viral? What should I be talking about? And we're going to talk about all of that today, because one of the big things about me and what makes me more middle of the road is I'm definitely a lot more about strategy and less about gimmick and what is hot today. I'm looking at it, and I do want something that is hot, but I also want to know, is it going to be hot for the long term? And in this space, I mean, you're talking a good 12, 18 months, and on the other end of the spectrum, the really, really risk takers, you're going to be looking at a couple days, sometimes, a couple weeks, a couple months. And I just like consistency, right? But you have to know which is best for you. The other thing I will tell you, if you want to be full-time and do this online only, you best not just only have really risky income streams in your repertoire. I'll say that again. If you want to have all of your income, or the most of your income, your bread and butter coming from the online market space, it totally is possible. But the best thing to do is not just put all of your eggs in any one basket. You need to have a mix. Okay. So when I put this list together, one of the things that really stuck out to me and made me think, like, maybe I don't even need to go live and talk about this, because a lot of what I'm going to talk about, I've been talking about for several years, as early as 2015, 2014. But there's one video in particular that really is sticking out in my mind, and that is a video very similar to this that I did in 2018. And a lot of the predictions that I had in that video, which really I had been talking about for a few years, have come true, right? Vertical video, short form vertical video is the key, right? But I'm going to give you a little more into it than just vertical video. Okay. So let's talk about short form vertical video, right? You've got TikTok, you've got YouTube Shorts, you've got Facebook and Instagram Reels, you've got Pinterest with the pin ideas, right? Short form video is going to be key. Now, what that looks like, sounds like, and what really pops on each of those platforms is going to be slightly different. The one thing that I will tell you, for me, strategically, YouTube is definitely a huge piece of my short form video strategy for 2023. And I'm gonna tell you why, okay? And keep in mind, I don't just make this stuff up. I mean, well, I kind of do. But it's also validated and confirmed from multiple, very knowledgeable, trusted, and respected sources out there. And one thing I can tell you, and I have been playing with this, is that your short form video, your shorts on YouTube, there is a whole strategy that you can put into place where you are pulling snippets from your longer form content and driving traffic back to your longer form content on YouTube. They have said it that, and you will know that when someone watches your short form video on YouTube, YouTube is much more likely to recommend your longer form content to that person. Now, we're not going to get into the whole web of strategy that I have for YouTube, but just know that that's one example of short form video is making a huge impact still. And the great thing about it is it's vertical, and you don't have to play with different sizes and being native to each platform in that respect. Now, what you do need to pay attention to is I like to create a blank video, either with action or my own audio, and then I choose the sound on each platform so you're not running into copyright issues. And I like to put text on the video in each platform when I can. Specifically, hey, specifically on Pinterest, hey girl, a long time no see, mommy slays. So on Pinterest, that is part of your SEO. When you put text on the video, that is going to help SEO that video on Pinterest. And because Pinterest is also a search engine, I am assuming and taking that same stance with YouTube Shorts. I do take and cross promote content from each platform, but I also like to at least weekly 1 to 2 or 3 pieces that are native to each platform, because those tend to do a little bit better when you're using their camera, you're using their text overlays, you're using their stickers, right? Oh no, I'm glad you're back. We definitely need to catch up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you got hacked. Girl, I went through all kinds of stuff on Instagram myself, and I was locked out of this account for a while, so I get it. Totally get it. It's like I'm back too, been back for a few months now. So, when it comes to short form video, you don't want to just create on one app and then cross promote to all the others. What I'm telling you is it's best to at least 1 to 3 at minimum pieces each week, if you can each day, but each week you want 2 to 3, I would say, pieces that are created natively within that app, and use their camera for even just a few seconds of it if you can. And especially with Pinterest and YouTube, and I would say TikTok too, using their text overlays, because that's going to help SEO and anchor that, so that you're not only able to be searchable on their platform, but in many cases also on the Googles. Okay, you never got it back. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we have to catch up. Okay, so short form vertical video is a huge play. And in fact, what we're going to see is, and I'm already seeing it on Amazon. I've got to be very careful what I say because I don't want to breach anything with them. But short form video on Amazon is definitely a thing. Okay. And I want you to think about that, because a lot of people don't understand that Amazon is also a search engine. Okay. So I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to leave it there. Short form video and SEO is probably what I would call number 1. Short form video and search engine optimization, making sure your content is going to be able to be discoverable, be able to be found when people are searching. Now, it doesn't mean you should only approach it from that context, but it's a huge piece of what you should be focusing on. The other thing I'm going to say for point number 2 is, we've been living in this influencer marketing space for a long time. And I am just going to make a little bit of a prediction here and say that there is a trusted creator thing that is probably on the rise, right? People have seen and they are over some of the narcissism. They're over the bro marketing. They're over the flashiness of material things. And they're really looking for content from everyday people who look, sound, and live like them to give them advice and reviews and information to help them make buying decisions. There's a little bit of a trust issue, to say the least, with a company sent me this and I got this for free. And so of course, you know, if you've developed that audience that has that trust, kudos, amazing. But for a lot of us smaller creators, fear not. It's about creating your audience no matter the size. The whole mega influencer thing is over, right? It's really much more about the regular everyday person giving inside information on products that they have purchased and that they are using and speaking on. So I don't know if you can see it, but behind me is a over the sink dish rack, right? You know, and so I posted this video on several platforms and I get a lot of positive feedback because I give balanced information about the product, right? When I first got it, I loved it, but there was just this one little thing that I wished I could change. And so I kind of shared how I made it work for me. And one of the things, like on Amazon, for example, is that they have this little button where it's like, did you find this useful, right? And so it's being given like a like, but it's not just a like, it's saying that this information was useful, which I interpret as it's helping someone make a buying decision. Now, it doesn't mean that they are always going to necessarily buy, but it helped them stay on the platform and keep searching for the product that is right for them. Okay, I'm going to say that again because that is money. Okay, the information that I provide is going to help them either make a decision to buy or help them narrow down what they're looking for so they stay on platform and keep searching. That's huge. That's money. Okay, if you know, the girls that get it. Okay, I got you thinking. So less influence and more user-generated content. And so you can layer and structure your income streams, to borrow some vernacular from my girl Erica Hood Vincent. Structure and layer your income streams so that you can create one piece of content and make minor tweaks to that content, cross-promote it, and even post it multiple times on different platforms, each with a different strategy of driving content back to Amazon, say for instance, and be able to earn commission on that product. So you can post it on Amazon. You can post it on Pinterest at least 3 to 5 different ways, including a video where you tag your Amazon links, as an idea pin, and all of these other things that you can do so that you are creating multiple income streams within a multiple income stream. It can get really, but don't worry, okay? I will also say that along with it, it's further down on my list, but I'm bumping it up right now, executive decision, and that is this: shoppable video, shoppable live video, and shoppable evergreen video is going to explode in 2023 between Pinterest Live, Amazon Live, some other things with Amazon that I can't speak on right now, Amazon Video to your influencer shop, shoppable video where you can tag that product like I just mentioned in point number 2, and it's there and someone can just click on it and make a purchase, is going to be explosive in 2023 because Amazon and Bezos, they've been sitting around and they've been watching what's going on with TikTok, and they've been watching and measuring the traffic that's coming in from the TikTok videos that have gone viral, and they're just gonna mimic the same thing and bring it native. It's not that they want to shut that. I don't even think it's that they want to shut that off or they don't want the traffic coming from TikTok. I think it's truly, and this is in alignment with my business strategy and philosophy is it's about the user experience. They want a great user experience for people who come to Amazon and shop. Okay. Same with Pinterest. And this is why I think shoppable video is going to explode on social media platforms. And I'm hearing rumbling that it's already, trickling its way into the TikTok platform. And I know Facebook has been playing with it for a long time, is because shoppable video is going to make people stay on the platform longer. Now, with a platform specific like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, there might be multiple different ways that this works, right? You might have to create the product on that platform and then, or what I really like is like Pinterest, is you can just use your Amazon link and still get, and I know Instagram has been talking about doing this, you can just use your link for LTK, like to know it, or Amazon, and link and make it shoppable that way, both in your idea pins as well as live video on Pinterest. So again, layering and structuring your income streams is going to be really, really important. And you may need to talk to someone like myself, or like I said, my girl Erica Hood Vincent, or my, some of my other girls. If it ain't for me, I can definitely, I have no problem, have a wonderful network of other people who, we kind of overlap, but we all kind of have our own specialties and strengths that I can refer you out to, because this layering and structuring your income streams is going to be huge, huge, huge in 2023. Because what I want you to understand, all this talk about recession and that, people are still going to spend money, and people are still going to want to make money, because they are going to want to sustain the lifestyle that they have already been living. No one wants to get uncomfortable and not be able to live in a manner that they have already been living. Am I right or am I right? Okay. So shoppable video is going to be huge, because you're going to be helping the platform win by keeping people on that platform longer. You're also going to see more with like ads on reels and things like that, because that is how the platform, if they want to stay around, because it's competitive and getting more competitive, these are things that they have to do for their very own survival. And that means because some of them, like Meta, are traded, they're publicly traded, so there's that, right? So shoppable video that's both live and evergreen is going to explode, and you need to be ready. You need to be incorporating that into your strategy. Okay. Next is on the list, I think we're on point number 4, is AI, or artificial intelligence marketing assistance, right? So what I mean by that is artificial intelligence is exploding, and it is really helping to create some phenomenal content. I've been using it for quite a while, right? And in recent weeks, ChatGPT has gone viral, right? I'm not going to get into what all that is, but it's a platform that you can use, and it's better than Google in some respects, but you have to be careful with using it to write your copy, to write your captions, and especially your blog posts, because if you go to ChatGPT, and I'm not going to rehash it, because I'm sure if you are in this space and paying attention, you can go out there and you can see how people are using it. I did a video recently on 7 tips to lose weight, lose a lot of weight without getting sagging skin, right? I went to ChatGPT to ask what tips, right? And then I tweaked it. And that's the point I need you to know, and it's going to tie into the next point, okay? You have to tweak it. You cannot just be a lazy marketer and copy and paste it, especially when it comes to your blog. As same for your social media captions, and I'm going to tell you why. And that is because for your blog, for example, Google has already invested in, and they've got software that's going to give that content a score up to 100% of a chance that it came from artificial intelligence, okay? Google is already countering and making sure that they are getting original content, not just something you went to AI and had AI write. So AI is like PLR. Remember back in the early, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, PLR was huge. Private label rights, where you could get a VA in the Philippines, for example, to write you blog posts, but they were very, very generic. And you needed to just use it as a guide, as a skeleton, and you still needed to make it have, which is my next point, your own voice, right? It needs to be branded and sounds like you. And also, the other thing I will say back to like the marketing assistance through artificial intelligence is you need to know what to ask it. You need to kind of know what to ask it, right? And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of that, but I wouldn't over rely on it, and I definitely wouldn't rely on it solely because, like I said, you need to know what to ask it in the first place. You need to know how to tweak and keep asking to get what it is that you really are searching for. And then on top of that, you need to make sure that you are adding your own original thought, words, and tweaking it. Yes, exactly, Yandel. Google is reminding me of Turnitin in college when turning papers in. Exactly, they are not playing, right? And so, you know, it will, the chat GPT people have done it. It will pass plagiarism, you know, software. It will pass it through there, but Google is going over and beyond that and looking at, was this likely generated by AI? And so you have to go in and you have to give it that human voice. You have to humanize the content, okay? Because it doesn't come across as very human. It comes across kind of encyclopedia-like, right? Kind of Wikipedia-like. And so you have to come in and add that humanization to it. Great analogy, Yandel. Thank you, okay? And so my last two kind of go together, but we're going to go into giving things your voice. What are phrases that you say, right? Like there's this girl, I just started following her on Facebook Reels, Susie the Foodie. And she said, she always starts her her videos with something like, have you ever tried? And she has this voice. It actually reminds me of my niece and my niece's mom, my brother's ex-wife. Her voice really just sounds very vanilla, right? Have you ever tried? It's this really soft, like, have you ever tried blah, 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 blah. Because she tries some exotic things, right? But that's giving her content a voice, right? By saying the same thing at the beginning of each video, but also her very own voice, which is why you're going to see, just kind of like as a bonus, the rise of original audio to continue to rise and explode in 2023, because you got to be careful. Like I got an email from YouTube this morning about a nice performing YouTube short that they silenced and made unlisted because and rightfully so, I didn't do anything wrong. I used another creator's audio and that creator decided to delete or revoke the rights for other people to use it for whatever reason. They're well within their right to do so. But because I'm smart, I always keep a master copy of all my content. I can upload that again and I can put my own voice or another creator's original audio over that within the rules, of course, right? And so these are things that you need to be considerate of considering when you are putting your strategy together and executing on that strategy. You want to make sure that your content looks, sounds, and feels like you, because that's that whole trust factor. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. And you want to, part of that is consistency and some of the words and phrases that you say. Some people are big on creating a name for the members of their audience, their diehards, right? That's what Chalene Johnson calls them, diehards. And then also, like Mariah Carey calls her people butterflies, or Beyonce has the beehive, right? That's ultimately what we're all trying to do, is create our own version of the beehive or our butterflies. And some people actually come up with names. Sometimes I say Hottie, I just don't really have one. But, you know, again, you have to figure out what works for you and do what is best for you and your brand. But having a clear and consistent brand voice and message is still what is going to make your content stand out, especially when you're using marketing assistance from things like Copy AI, from Chat GPT, Jarvis, and other artificial intelligence, whether it's specifically copy driven or something like Chat GPT. It still needs to be humanized. It still needs to sound very much human, okay? And my last thing that you really want to make sure you have in your strategy for 2022 is Messenger. Okay, it's so funny to me when Facebook tells me like every day or every week, oh, great job. You increased your exposure for the blank, 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 or for the blank week or day in a row. And it's like, yeah, because you were suppressing everybody's content, you know, from Black Friday through Christmas, through New Year's, you know, to make more room for more paid ads, right? And so because we don't control these internet algorithms and we can do everything that everybody tells us to do and still not get the exposure that we want, it's really, really important to, again, humanize your brand message and voice by having conversations in the DM and making and creating and posting content that is engaging and drive conversation. And I have whole trainings on conversation is the new lead, right? That is going to be a key component of your lead generation strategy, is how are you generating conversation and keeping those conversations going to help people feel seen, known, and heard, acknowledged, and create that know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so these are the things that I think are most pressing for 2023 as far as your online make money strategy. We're not even talking niche specific or any of that. We're talking truly from a marketing standpoint, things that you need to be aware of and incorporating. And like I said, if you are at all struggling or very beginner and you need to have a sit down and quote unquote pick my brain, just DM me and I will share the link with the rate information for that, for anything from about an hour to an hour and a half to a 4-hour VIP day session to a full VIP day session. I still do some monthly coaching, not a whole lot of that though. It's a lot more about the VIP session to sit down and just knock it out together versus weekly going through things and teaching you and then giving you homework and you coming back. Because a lot of people just don't do their homework. So I'd rather just, hey, we're going to sit down and we're going to do this together. Okay. So we can definitely go through that. Just drop a comment or a message below or message me directly and I can get that information to you. I know it's on one of my Facebook pages, the whole menu of how much that costs and the link to get signed up to do that. And we will go from there. But 2023 is going to be an amazing ride. I'm very excited about tying all of these things together. It's been in the works for some time because, like I said, I'm a lot more about strategy than just hopping from, oh, this is hot today, this is what I need to be really getting people riled up about, and then changing gears in another day or two or another week or two or another month or two. I just can't live under that kind of stress. That's just not me. I'm more of the consistent, but I still want some nice return. I want to at least beat inflation, at least. So if you have any questions, again, just leave a message below, drop your questions below, or again, you can DM me and we can get it all worked out. Have an amazing 2023 and I will talk to you soon. Bye.